In this module and the previous one, we saw the importance of a role center. So based on your job role, the role center will allow you to work in the most efficient way with the application. Now this means, of course, that everyone should have the role center based on his or her job role. And let's have a look at how we can assign role centers. Now, role centers are profiles in the system. So let me first show you the profiles. So if I use the search function to search for profiles, and if you now click profiles here, you can see the different profiles that we have out of the box, like for example, accountant, accounting manager, accounts payable, bookkeeper, and so on. And you can see for most application areas, there are one or multiple profiles. And we also have purchasing profiles, there's a project manager, manufacturing profiles, and so on. Now let's have a look what a profile is. So let me open the sales order processor profile. And here you can see what we can assign, what we can set up for a profile. So we have an ID, there's a description, and then a profile is linked to a role center ID. So this is a page ID. And this will define what is shown in a specific profile page. Then we can assign a profile or a role as the default role center, which means that each user that doesn't have a specific role or profile assigned will use the default role center. In this case, the default role center for Cronus is the business manager role center. So if a user account doesn't have a specific other role center, it will use the business manager role center. What else can we specify? Very interesting. In some cases, you can disable personalization. So if you don't want specific roles or profiles to have all the functions we discussed in this module available, then you can disable personalization. And then here at the right side, you can enable also the OneNote feature, which will allow users to make notes using OneNote. So once the profile is set up, you can start assigning it to users. And that's something that we can do in two different ways. So first of all, I can go to the user personalization. So here you can see a list of users, and for each user we can now assign the profile. So if I click here on home, if I click on edit, let me select the second one, the admin one. You can see now that admin currently is using the profile ID order processor, but suppose that admin would benefit more from, let's say, the accountant profile. I can very simply select or switch to accountant, and the next time that admin will start the application, the accountant profile will be used. So let me show you this. So after signing out and signing in again, you can see now that the accountant profile is enabled. And so now I'm an accountant, and very variable information on, for example, budgets, VAT statements, and so on is now displayed in my role center. Now the last way to assign a profile to a user, one that we already saw in this course, is by going to My Settings. And there you can change if you want your own profile or your own role center. So currently this is accountant, the one I just assigned. But as we already demonstrated in this course, now I can also very easily switch to another role center specifically for my user account. To finish this module on personalization, you can go to the practice in which you can assign a new role center.